Hi, Julia.
How you doing?
I'm fine. We are live, and I had a technical difficulty. I was trying to render, at the last minute, the video that I had put together about how I found the feather, and now it just, it died on me. It wouldn't render, but I do have it on Instagram. Um,
Oh,
do you think you could help me to share that so we can show that to the viewers? I mean, I wanted to make a bigger, longer video, and that didn't just
I mean, I can go to Instagram and look for it. Let me see. It's on the Aya Cats Painting Instagram, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna make sure it's a nice big screen before I go in, though. Okay. Okay. I'm going to share. Okay. Not sure I can make it bigger than this, though.
Let's see. Yeah, I wonder if it will allow us to hear the sound.
I don't hear any sound. Let me see. Oh, maybe it's on my end. Oh, here we go.
And it gives me a lot of inspiration. But they are noisy. And if I knew how to do landscapes, there'd be a lot to paint here. In the sky, the hawks are out looking for rodents to eat. Oh, look. A feather. Wow. This is such a big feather. You can sort of see that it's starting to be fall.
Okay, is that the end?
And
Okay,
I
let me
love to go walk in here. Okay, I apologize. I had
That's okay.
this to be so much better.
It's okay. I totally understand. I think rendering a film can be tricky sometimes because sometimes it can crash, unfortunately, or freeze up.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. It crashed on me twice, not just once. Because it wasn't going to be a long film. It was just like 3 minutes. I mean, the one on Instagram is shorter, but I wanted to do a 3 minute one, walking and, showing the property and showing the neighbors' cattle who are out now and all of that, and then showing how I found the feather.
Well, you can still post it later. I think it'll be a cool video.
Yeah, it will be, but I apologize for not having it now. So anyway, I have placed a link to your channel, your art channel, down in the description. And tonight I'm going to bring my feather to your channel.
I'm so
And
excited.
yeah, I'll try to make it into a quill pen. And you have some things that you're going to do. Do you want to tell us about that?
Well, I've been thinking about doing sponge art because I did that as a kid or a little bit older, actually, but I haven't done it recently. And I've been seeing some videos about how people just do simple fall foliage with sponge art. And you can use the paintbrush like to paint the trunk, but what you do, it's kind of fun. You go in and you can create different effects. You can also do it with like a cherry blossom tree. There's different like trees. It's just a fun technique for doing fall foliage with I'm gonna try maybe acrylic paint because I want something a little bit thicker than water paint. That's what I'm gonna attempt.
Okay, very good. It sounds wonderful. So right now, I'm going to attempt to get my camera going so I can.
Okay. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and share the live stream just so everybody will know that we're live if they'd like to join us and paint or draw.
Yes. Yes, that's a good idea. Thank you, Julia.
No
I'm
worries.
sorry for being so disorganized today.
Well, like I said, things crash. Recently, my new computer is really good at rendering videos, but it has one little problem. It drops off the internet constantly. And I'm like, that's annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, and I have to be on the internet all the time or it won't render because that's how they check that I have paid for it, you know?
Well, my program doesn't do that, but I don't know. It has other issues that I'm not happy with.
I mean, they know that I pay for a lifetime membership, but every so often they make me sign in again, you know?
That it's like they want to make sure like, oh, you're using our website or something. It's so silly.
Yeah, it's very silly. They just don't want me to own the software. I mean, I thought I paid for the software.
Apparently, if I had known this, there's a free program that's supposed to be pretty good. I don't know. Some people are using it. I wish I would have used that instead of buying the program I did. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, I am going to the place where I sent you the link so I can try to sign in so my camera can go online.
I love the background for the thumbnail. It would make a beautiful landscape painting, by the way. Really
Yeah, I want to learn how to do that. Even though I'm not a landscape artist, it still would be nice to know how to do it, don't you think?
I think so. And I think there are some, like, some of those videos I've been seeing, they use different, I know it sounds silly and it sounds facile, but I really love the technique that some of these people are using. And they show, even if you're a more advanced painter or a beginning painter, there's different techniques you can use to do kind of like an alla prima style landscape and create something you really like in a short amount of time, which it's kind of cool.
Yeah, it sounds good. It sounds really, really good. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing here.
All right. So I'm probably going to be working on my drawing, but you're definitely painting.
Yeah. Well, I paint with, I draw with my paint.
Well, painting's drawing too. I'm just saying the medium I'm using is pencil.
Yeah.
Where did the other pencil go? He disappeared or he rolled away. My pencils always roll away. I'm like, where'd you go? No, he didn't roll away. He's over on a different.
Okay, so I'm going to let my painting in and then I'll try to position it better. What are we seeing and why is it backwards?
It does that sometimes.
So it's decided it wants to be standing up. And it's broken. I never know how to make things go the direction I want them to.
I'm having groceries delivered. Well, they're going to sit outside for a while, but from Walmart, I found out they do have it in my area and it comes.
Yeah, well, I mean, anytime you live in a city, it doesn't have to be a big city. They will.
I know. I just didn't think that they had it here yet, but I guess now they do. Maybe they did. I don't know. But last time, like a couple of years ago, they didn't. So, but I hadn't really been checking.
Yeah, I think ever since the pandemic, they have it everywhere except in the countryside.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. I guess usually we have most things, but sometimes there's a few things that are delayed sometimes. It just depends. We're kind of hit and miss. Like,
Okay. All right. I somehow managed to put my tripod back together.
good. I'm going to make sure that it really shares it on Facebook the way I want.
Too pretty.
I could actually check on this one. No, that doesn't. I was feeling so confident about the mouth, and then I was like, but it's turning down.
I guess part of my problem is I want it to be constantly attached to its power source because it's going to die out otherwise.
Yeah, that's the thing about the iPhone. Like, I love iPhones, but they run out of power so quickly. The only difference with the iPhone 11, they kind of corrected that problem a bit, but still, I'll say I like iPhone better than Android, but boy, those things could like last for 2 to 4 days without charging. The iPhone, you can't go a day without charging.
Oh, I have to charge all the time.
Yeah, that's an iPhone feature. The iPhone 11 a little bit better, but here's the mistake: if I go to sleep and I don't charge my phone at night, then I have to charge it in the morning. So I have to either charge it at work or charge it at home. Like, I always have to think about it. But I guess the trade-off is the iPhone is just a higher quality phone. It really is. Just has better features.
Yeah, a lot of people are now going from the Androids to the iPhone. So,
I'm glad I finally made the switch a few years back. I just decided, like, I want to keep iPhone. I don't want to do Android anymore. The graphics are just so much better. iMovie, you can edit like little videos on your phone. Just so beautiful.
mm-hmm.
Also, they prevent your phone from being hacked. I really like that about iPhone. That's another feature that I think is pretty cool. And with an Android, my phone got hacked a few times, even if I was careful. Like,
Yeah.
they tried to attack it.
Yes, I do know. Yeah, I do feel more confident. Sometimes if I have to pay a bill online, I would do it through the iPhone rather than my laptop because I feel safer.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point. And I know a lot of people, well, I know a lot of people still use cash, but some of the younger people who don't want to use cash, I think they like Apple Pay. I haven't really used that yet, but they say they feel safe because, like, if something happens, like, they have more documentation. I don't know if you're going to do wireless paying. I don't do that. I just haven't done that yet, but some people, they really like it. I just actually like the graphics and the video that iPhone creates. So it's really good quality.
Mm-hmm.
I had a short that got like 5,800 views so far.
Oh, wow. Which one is it?
It's on my hair channel. Like the regular videos are getting like nothing, but all of a sudden this weekend I posted a few like shorts and they've gotten thousands of views. But I post a regular video there and it barely gets 130.
Yeah. Well,
Random, I guess. I don't know why.
yeah, shorts work well for channels that I don't know. I use it for this channel, for instance, because if I get dinged and I don't get anything, I don't feel I'm going to be hurt, you know? Whereas on my main channel, if I if I lower the average number of views, I'll be in trouble, you know? You
Yeah,
understand?
no, I totally understand. Well, I'll tell you why right now I'm kind of going towards shorts on the hair channel. It's just because honestly, my traffic it's pretty down right now. So it doesn't really matter what I post there at this point. I mean, it does to some extent. I can't post like making a grape salad or something weird like that. But honestly, I actually regained a lot of subscribers with those shorts this weekend. So I'm pretty happy. So I think I'll do a combination of some well thought out shorts and some edited videos there, but it's far less these days on that channel.
Yeah, I understand. I think maybe one should warn young people who are getting high views not to go for the shorts because that could actually lower their average.
It could. That's true. That's why I'm saying I'm doing this on a channel that, well, at this point, it doesn't really make a big difference. But if
Well,
you're doing
yeah,
well, then yeah, I wouldn't just, and I know what the shorts are. They basically just want to compete with Instagram Reels and TikTok. That's why they have shorts. That's the only purpose. It's to keep people on the platform longer. And it's actually a good YouTube strategy because, well, why should they let TikTok take all the traffic, you know?
well, they shouldn't. That's definitely true. So I was trying to be very productive, and I created, for my members, I created a special video that only they
Aw.
could, and all that. But I don't know. Then I thought I was going to be productive on this channel too, and have a nature video running, and that didn't work.
Well, you know, you could do. You definitely could have a nature video running. And this is something I haven't tried yet, but some people do this. I'm not sure if I understand the point though, where they have like a video that just like looks like it's live, but it's running 24 hours a day for like a week. I'm not really sure what the point of that is though. Do you think there's a point to that?
Well, maybe that works, but I don't think it would work for me. I
It
like,
takes you have to buy a server and it's a lot of extra work. So I don't know. I thought about it, but I'm like, this looks I'm not saying I couldn't do it, but it looks like an investment. I don't want to invest in something until I know, you know.
yeah,
I feel better about OBS actually though. Like the more I think about it and the more I'm looking at it, I'm not saying I'm definitely no professional with OBS. Not by a long shot. But I am feeling more comfortable with it.
hmm. Well, good. You're going to have to teach me. You will.
I will. You know, I can show you like different things I'm learning. I do need to figure out my technical sound issue, though. I know I silenced myself the other day, but that was a breakthrough for me to have like one thing in a small screen and a big screen like that. And I can get the angle different. But for me, that was a breakthrough because in the past, I wasn't able to quite do that.
Yeah, I understand. But I think the next step is you're going to have to figure
Get a
out how to
frame.
get all your audio going through one channel. That's what they say.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do, but I ended up silencing myself like everywhere. And that was the problem. I need to work on that. And
Yeah,
audio
no,
is
it's a hard thing. Everybody was trying to learn how to do that. Everybody was talking about how hard that was.
that's a good point.
Even the guy that I interviewed, that was his main concern. He was afraid, David McElroy.
He has such a professional voice. He's really good.
Yes, yes. I want to ask him if he would like narrate some of my short stories or something.
I think you should. I mean, he has like that radio voice. It's just very beautiful.
Yes. So anyway, he does use OBS, but the one thing he was concerned about was whether he would get the sound in or not.
Does he have any OBS tutorials on his channel, or does he not really post that?
No. He's not a professional at OBS. He's just smart enough to figure it out. That's all.
Okay, yeah. I got it. I didn't know if like he was posting like some of the things he had learned or.
No. He wants to be a movie maker.
Well, I did really enjoy your interview with him. I think it was very well done.
Thank you. But he's a newbie for OBS. That's what I'm trying to say.
I got what you're saying. Like he's like just starting out with it.
Yeah, and he realized that he might have a problem with audio because everybody does.
Yeah, that's true. I think one thing that was really holding me back with OBS was just that old computer could not handle it and it would crash and it did weird things. But now, like I said, this new computer, video editing, not a problem. OBS, not a problem. Oh, but do you want to be on Wi-Fi? I was almost thinking I had to rearrange my entire living room the other day, thinking I had to put it into an Ethernet cord. I was like at that point, but I'm like, I don't want to rearrange everything. So thankfully, I kind of figured a couple things out, but it still conks out. Whereas the old tower was always connected to Wi-Fi. It never dropped off. That was its strong point.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't even know towers did Wi-Fi until I got that old tower. I thought, oh, you had to have an Ethernet cord. And then I'm like, oh, it does Wi-Fi? That was such a surprise for me because I thought, laptop Wi-Fi. I just didn't think. So I love my laptop, though. Like, because now the cool thing about having the laptop and the tower is I can do both. And I can, like, make both of them work together with OBS. So that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
I found an old video I had of a drawing I made. It was kind of funny, but it was sort of this person that kind of flaked out on me. Did I tell you the time this guy wanted to design a shirt with me?
Was that the guy who didn't want to show his face?
This is a different guy. That guy just ended up being a complete not such a nice person. But this other guy, he just fell off the internet. So like he was vegan, but he wasn't crazy. Like he was just a nice person. He didn't really care what people ate. He wasn't crazy or anything. But he thought we should design a shirt together. And he's like, let's draw a gorilla eating bananas and we can go in on it together. So I did the whole drawing. It's not even something I would have drawn. And then he's like, I love your drawing. And then he's like, oh, sorry, I didn't get back to you. So I drew this thinking we might do this collaboration. He just deleted his YouTube channel and he disappeared. And I was like, okay. So but I still have the drawing. It was just not something, I mean, it was kind of a cool drawing. It just wasn't really something that I ever would have drawn. But I was watching the video and I'm like, I kind of liked the drawing I did though.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that drawing.
I mean, yeah, it was interesting. I think I prefer drawing cats and landscapes and now people, more.
Yeah.
But the weird thing about that drawing, I was thinking, I really like the teeth on the drawing. That was my favorite part.
Well, yeah, the teeth, I wasn't too, actually, I didn't. That's funny. Yeah, because, gorillas, they're kind of different. They're vegetarians. So. They're not like chimpanzees who
Yeah.
eat. So they're not as, you know, they're not as toothy as a chimp.
The teeth are actually more like my teeth. They're not really like a chimpanzee's teeth even. They're human teeth in the drawing.
I know, but yeah, that makes sense. But even though you are not a carnivore, Julia, you
I,
do come from a carnivore species. You know what
yeah,
I'm
no, I
saying?
know. But I don't like it because I think they're vegan teeth. I just like the way the teeth look in the drawing. That was what I was trying to say.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I don't even think that it looks like a real like gorilla, honestly. I kind of just made it up as I was going. It was a caricature. He was kind of a characterization. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, no, I understand completely. That's exactly how I felt about it. I remember looking at it and thinking, it's a nice drawing, but that does not look to me like a gorilla.
it's not a gorilla. I don't think
Yeah.
he is.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Then we're in agreement there.
The reason was I started using my own teeth and like I think he kind of looks like maybe a dog. I don't know. In that
Well,
case.
maybe a human in a gorilla suit, I suppose.
Yeah, he could be.
There are humans who dress up as gorillas, you know.
I mean, that's what he could be. Plus, this is what you have to. I created that thinking, oh, he wanted to do a shirt on it. It wasn't like even my idea. So that's why I guess I'm kind of sour on like, look, I like doing collaborations with you and Kate, but this is why I haven't really reached out to a lot of people because I thought he was one of the first like kind of serious people. And then he just disappeared. And I was like,
But
well,
what do
why
you think? Yeah, what do you think happened to him?
Well, he would always say things like, "Oh, I like doing YouTube," but this was the thing I didn't get was in the beginning it seemed like his videos were actually better because he's like, "I have a bakery and I have a business," and he was talking about his business. And I said, "That's really cool. Why don't you make more videos about that and sell stuff?" He goes, "I'm depressed," and he just kept saying something about being depressed, and then his channel was gone. So I don't know.
Well,
I
I
think
hope it's okay, you know, because, you know, every once in a while somebody who is depressed does something terrible. And
I mean, I hope he's okay too, but I almost look, I eat plant-based because I like that, but I'm gonna say right now, I don't think it's for probably most anybody. Most people probably benefit from eating more meat. They just do, and I think that's the human composition, and I know that. I can say that I know that 100%. A lot of the people that are plant-based are depressed and they're sad and they have issues like mental health issues, so it's pretty common.
Mhm.
And I think I don't know. I hope he's okay. I don't know. But you know, a lot of them just go back to eating a standard diet. But it was basically just a story about a drawing that I created. It was just kind of funny, like looking back at that video.
Yeah, there are people in the past who wanted to collaborate with me on weird things. And I remember one of them wanted to use the word monkey, you know, in reference to a chimp, and I was just, no, I'm not doing it.
No. Yeah, that's just weird though, because I feel like with you, that would be insulting because Bo is a chimpanzee. He's not a monkey. They're completely different. This was more just like, oh, I like your drawing. Can you design a shirt for me? And I'm like, okay. Like, and we could, like, he said what he was gonna do. This is what he told me. If I created the drawing, he wanted to create, upload it to some sort of t-shirt site and he was gonna try and market it. Like he had all these plans, like we talked about it. Like I thought it was like a sure thing. He's like you'll get a commission and I'll like make more profit in a way. Like if he's paying for the shirt, I was okay with that. You know, I could be the
Mhm.
designer, he could be the producer. I was okay with that. Okay.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
wasn't like offended by that at all. But it was just the fact that he disappeared. And I was like, well, why did I go through with all that?
Well, a lot of people think that they're going to do something, and then it turns out they don't have the means. They're out of money. They have to start going working, you know, to work full time, and
Yeah.
they just stop because of that.
Yeah, that's true.
No, don't get me wrong. It's okay to work full time, and there are people, you know, who do that as well as doing other things. You know, it's
Of
just.
course, of course.
But there are people who thought, you know, they would have all this time, and they didn't.
That's a good point.
So part of what I was planning to try to do is to try to paint some from nature, but then I ended up doing the space. So I'll try to do nature right after the space.
Okay. Or, here's a thought too. Like if tonight you want to, well, probably with the quill, you want to do more of a portrait, I'm thinking.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm not even sure how to do the quill. So do you know of a method that you would recommend to me to
Well, when I
sharpen it?
was a kid, I can't say this is like how the professionals do it, but I just dipped it in paint and I kept drawing with it. And I
Oh,
can't
just
say
the
that.
way it was without changing the edge, the
Well, you
end of
can
it.
cut it. You have to cut it a little bit. I cut it with scissors.
Oh, okay.
That's
All
all I
right.
did.
Okay.
Look, I'm not saying what I did was professional. It was by no means a professional, but if you want some ideas, like maybe there's some videos with people who do this like all the time and they might have better ideas than what I did. That's just what I did. Because I
Yeah.
remember I did it from a young age. Like when I was in second grade, there were they weren't condors. They were what is the name of the book? They're like another raptor type bird that's related. And they lived in the trees like near our house, and their feathers would drop. So you'd go walking in the forest and you'd find these really large feathers. And we would just play with them. And then my mom would be like, some of them are like, that one doesn't look good, but this one's nice. You can use this one to play with. And we would just dip it in paint. And I did a few little drawings with it and nothing professional. It was just more having fun,
Yeah, sure. Well, this is going to be just for fun too. Yeah, Kate knows how to do that, but she's very busy right now.
Well, is she doing another book? What is Kate up to?
I don't know. She has a lot of deadlines, she told me.
I
Probably
remember
won't.
she was working on another book. Did her second book ever come out or?
Not that I know of. She would have told me. Probably articles. She's probably doing articles
Okay.
or going to conferences, and presenting papers and things like that.
Well, I'm always interested to see what Kate's up to. It's very fascinating.
Mhm. Well, she's going to be presenting again about cuneiform and the tools to write cuneiform, and she'll do that at the end of this month.
Oh, well, that I'm definitely going to watch. Yeah, I want to see that. Definitely.
Yeah. But other than that, I'm just doing bow on the other channel right now.
Well, I
Because,
had fun doing that with you the other day. That was fun.
yeah, well, would you be available for this coming Friday?
Definitely. I would love to do like any kind of moderation about bow with you. I mean, I can help out with others too, but I think when you have other guests, you guys already have a plan. But if you don't have a guest, I would love to help you co-host or moderate. It's fun.
Okay, wonderful. I really appreciate you doing that.
It's
So,
actually kind of cool because I feel like I'm learning some new things. I responded to a comment though where somebody said that I must think it's a scribble. Like I would have thought it was a scribble unless you had told me, because that kind of bothered me a little bit because I
mhm.
didn't think it looked like a scribble. Even if you had not told me that you thought it was your name, I thought it looked too controlled. So I didn't really. I mean, I get what that person's saying, but maybe they shouldn't have assumed what I would have thought. That was my only
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah, well, I also answered that person, because I don't know that I know for sure what that was. That's just what he told me. And
Okay.
that could have been a lie. But on the other hand, what I don't think is that they understand about chimpanzee coordination, because they seem to have thought that I believed that Bo had coordination issues, and I don't believe that he has any
I've
problem.
never heard you say that ever.
No, all I said was that his hands are different from
Yeah,
ours.
they're
Does
shaped
things,
differently.
yeah, and so he has to do things differently too.
I mean, it's kind of like going back to like I didn't draw a real like gorilla. It was my teeth. Like obviously, like it looks like a human, maybe dressed up as a gorilla. Um, it's kind of the same thing. Like everybody has slightly different anatomies, depending on their species. Like
Yeah, of course. So, it's not that he can't do anything, and it's not that that's a scribble. He did what he wanted to do, okay?
yeah,
He
exactly.
and I'm perfectly familiar with children's scribbles, and they just don't look like that.
No, they don't. Like scribbles, like when I see things kids do, it's more like random and they go different places. And this was very controlled. There's a difference, you know?
Yeah, that's what I think. But I would be interested in hearing what Kate thinks. I did ask her. It's just she doesn't have time right now.
I mean, maybe on, I don't know if you guys will have time during your cuneiform presentation towards the end or something, or.
Yeah, I don't necessarily want to mix those things up, but we'll see.
Yeah, I know it might just be maybe you'll do another segment with her about it.
Yeah. And of course, it depends on what Bo does in the future, whether he does some more writing or he decides he doesn't want to write anymore, it's all up to him.
See, that's the fun of it though. Like you can't predict like even and that's the true scientific method. Like we can't predict what people are gonna do or humans or chimpanzees, They're gonna do what they want.
Well, the problem with scientific proof is they want it to be predictable. They
But
do.
why are they acting like it's predictable when we know a lot of things are unpredictable? That's silly.
Yeah, it is silly, but they do this with children too, that the whole multiple choice test where they sit a child down and give them 50 questions to answer, and they figure that they can average it out and use statistics on it. Whereas if they just asked the child one question, he answered it, that wouldn't prove anything. It's just crazy.
It doesn't make any sense. Actually, multiple choice tests are really bad because some people they can kind of just guess patterns and they might not know anything. Like they wouldn't know anything about the subject and they can guess a pattern and they can pass that test. Like because there's a pattern or like some of it's common sense. Just it's I really don't like multiple choice tests, but they kind of like to give those to people, even adults, and I don't really find them valuable at all. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not valuable. The other thing is, if somebody is highly intelligent, they might interpret the question in a different way, and they'll just sit there and what do they mean by this question and sit there, try to figure it out because the person didn't phrase it correctly, logically. And
Yeah.
and then the person taking the test would get a bad score, and it's not because they're stupid, you know?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think though the thing about kids though, a lot of times they figure out a pattern though, like and this is the funny thing, like they want all these standardized tests, right? So a lot of people are just like, what is a pattern? Or some kids do this and it's so random, they like just start filling in multiple bubbles because it looks fun. So it's a really bad model that and they want all these standardized tests. And I used to know these people that this is why I didn't like the public teaching profession, honestly, because they said standardized testing was so good because it would determine so much. And I said, are you kidding? These kids make up answers. And he seemed incensed when I told him that. He goes, no, they don't. They try really hard on these tests. I said, really? Do you believe that? Do you really believe that?
Yeah.
They don't. I mean, they're kids. They don't care about a multiple choice test. They're just like, what do I fill in to get this done so I can go to recess?
Well, some of them do, but I mean, it just doesn't tell you which ones are the smart ones. It just doesn't.
That's not a way to determine intelligence. I mean, I think if people care about their child's education, though, they're gonna probably put them in a better school, or they'll get them like private tutor. They'll do something else, or they'll homeschool. They're gonna do something different. They're not just gonna be like, whoa, like go along with it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, maybe it works really well for something really simple like math, where you have math answers, but almost everything else, it does not work.
I mean, guess like if it was a multiple choice multiplication test. But even then it's weird because with multiplication, you're supposed to be working things out to some degree, not just like making random guess. I don't know. The whole thing is just silly. Like, I think multiple choice tests are way overdone and whatever. We're never going to change people's ideas on how great these are. So,
Well, hopefully someday we will, but
I mean, I think we would like to, but basically it's a publisher. They sell the test and then they make money and they hire people to write these tests. So it's a business model is what it is. It's not determining anything of substance.
I think maybe on the math part, that's not entirely true, but certainly on the verbal it is.
Maybe on the math it's not, I guess. I suppose so. It'd be interesting to ask like a math teacher like their thoughts on it, or somebody it's for, I don't know. But I don't know. I'm not really a fan of multiple choice tests anyway.
Yeah, well, I'm not either, but there are people who swear by them. And some of those people are mathematicians. So.
Okay, I mean, if they swear by it and they're saying so, there must be something to it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to just see if I can look at something more natural.
Okay. I think you should paint like something from your property one of these days when you have more time.
Yeah, I wanted to, but the problem is that I used the wrong iPhone for.
I know.
Just so I have a limited number of things on this iPhone to look at.
There was a really funny thing. I'll have to tell you about it later. It was so funny. Something just really funny happened yesterday. I'm not going to say right now, but it was pretty funny.
Well, you piqued my curiosity.
It's a funny story. I'll have to tell you later.
Okay.
Oh, I like this little character that's peeking behind the tree. It looks like a fox, maybe?
No, it's actually supposed to be a raccoon.
Oh, no. Okay, now I see it. I see it now.
Yeah. I still haven't quite mastered how to paint raccoons. I'm working on it.
No, I mean, now that I look at it, I see he has like the mask and his ears it's different. Like the fox's face is shaped differently.
Yeah. It's just what I happen to have on my phone, so.
Cool. I think it's great.
I was planning to actually try to paint the neighbor's cattle or something, but I don't have that picture right here.
There was another view of the horse in that video that I think you should paint. Like, I know you did an up close, but if you did a landscape, I would love for you to paint like that scene where he's near the fence and there's the background and it looks very pastoral. I just think that would be really pretty.
Yeah, I did a full length one of him, but it wasn't.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look.
Yeah, no, it wasn't as good. That's why I decided to do the face because I'm better at faces, you know.
Yeah.
Because I tried the other. I tried. I really did. It just didn't work. It's just what it is because I can't do the straight lines, that are required
Mm-hmm.
for proper, like if you want to do the fence, well, the fence is very straight, isn't it?
Well, I mean, some people say it's cheating, and I do draw lines, but sometimes you can use a ruler, and it's not cheating. I'm just saying, like, if you
Yeah, but I explained to you, I can't do it with a ruler either. I'm just not a neatnik.
okay, I got you.
It's kind of like why I can't clean very well. I really try, but it never looks clean enough to other people, you
Your
know?
house looks fine. Like to me, it looks like a house. It's fine. Like
Well, I'm trying to improve. I bought this vacuum cleaner, this portable one. Now I don't know how to open it to empty it. So that's kind of
I know those things are annoying. Actually, I'm going to tell you something about a vacuum that made me really mad when my little sister was still living with me. She just wanted to buy the steam cleaner vacuum, and she kept telling me, Julia, I don't know how to open it. You have to do it because it has screws in the bottom and you have to unscrew it. And I said, okay, I'll do it. So I don't know. I was just tired and I never got around to it for like a couple months. And then one day she threw it away. And I'm like, I was going to do it. She goes, you didn't do it fast enough. And now it's gone. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I said, okay, well, we'll just never have a special vacuum like that again.
well, I certainly hope I don't have to unscrew anything just
Oh,
to
no, no,
empty.
no, no, no. In this case, I don't think you have to, but that's so annoying. Why would they make a product that's so hard to clean? Like, who's going to do that? Like, oh, yeah, I'm just going to come home one day and I'm going to unscrew my vacuum and do all these. Vacuums are very annoying. Like, even though this vacuum's lasted longer, there is one thing I have to do again. I have to go to the bottom, unscrew it, and cut the hair out of that little tubey thing, the little thing that spins around. And I hate doing that.
Yeah, that's the thing. Sometimes, somebody will say, you know what, I'll help you clean. And they take out the vacuum cleaner, they use it, and then they don't empty it. And that's not the hard part of cleaning, you
No,
know?
it's not. It's not. And this is another reason people end up, oh, okay, well, they get a new vacuum or they don't replace it because, like, how many people, I would like to see a good vacuum that's easy to empty without all these technical issues. Like, because even if you can do it, like, who always has the time or the patience to sit down for 15 minutes and be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to, like, try and take this vacuum. It's just not realistic.
Yeah, that's why I think having a maid is a lot better than having
That's
a
what
vacuum.
I was going to tell you. A lot of people hire maids these days. Like, even if they don't have like an official maid, I've been seeing that lately. Like, there's this maid service. They go around town, and a lot of people say like, "Oh, the maid's coming to clean my house." Well, I don't hire people to come do it because like COVID, and I just never wanted to anyway. So
Yeah, that's also an issue. What I'm saying is that when they tell us, technology has solved the problem of cleaning, no, it hasn't.
it hasn't at all. I don't
Yeah,
think people's houses are cleaner because they have vacuums. I think our grandparents' houses were cleaner because they knew, like, they.
yeah, they had carpets that they could take out and beat. And we
Yes,
have
exactly.
carpets that we can't lift from the ground unless we pay to have them replaced by another carpet.
And that's so annoying. And you know what I heard? And I don't even know if this is true, but somebody was saying that there were some cities where you're not supposed to take the carpet outside and clean it, and that you that's so
That's,
weird. Like, how are you supposed to clean your carpet? I don't know. Anyway, I haven't vetted that, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's true. It probably might be.
well, I mean, I even take the vacuum cleaner outside to empty it because I don't want it in the house.
I do that too because I found, and oh gosh, the bagless vacuums I had, they're worse. Like, because
Yeah,
with at least with the vacuum bag, it like sealed, like it had a tighter seal, like, and then they said, oh, these bagless vacuums are going to be such a great invention. Well, guess what? There's one thing I still need to do with my vacuum that I haven't done yet. You're supposed to rinse out the filter, and I'm going to be honest with you, I hate doing that. So one of these days I have to take it apart and rinse out the filter.
yeah. It turned out that what was wrong with my vacuum cleaner, and it was a shop vac that for a while I couldn't use it, is that I needed to take out this plastic filter and clean it.
Yeah, I need to do that, and I know that I need to do all those things, but I'll clean, but even though I do clean, like I'm gonna be honest with you, I've been delaying like a dusting project. I was like, there are things that I could do, but I'm just like, ugh, it's not exactly like I look. I think you either have to have a maid or you just are a stay-at-home person, like with no other thing going on in your life to clean on
Yeah.
that level, you know?
Yeah, that's why, having housewives, if you weren't rich, if you were not a really rich family, having one person stay at home and keep house, that was really good.
And that was another reason people had cleaner houses. And they also were, I don't know, they had somebody that could help the kids with their homework. It was a different mindset.
Yeah, somebody who could teach the kids at home.
Yeah. I mean, there are people that are opting to do that. Like, if you can do that, it's better for the kids. It really is. Like, kids do better with a parent. And I can say that in my own experience, okay? Because my mom was virtually a stay-at-home parent until I was 12. And I think kids just do better. I'm not saying people have to stay home, but I think I had a better childhood experience than my younger sisters when my mom started working. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm not saying everybody has to do that, but this is the reason, because I don't know, they didn't always want to listen to, like, you can hire a babysitter or have a sibling, but it's just a different experience. But that's just kind of my perspective on it. A lot of people probably don't agree with me though.
Yeah. Well, luckily when I started Project Go, I was able to also be a stay-at-home mom for Sword, which, the first 2 years of her life, I had to have a nanny for her. So,
But at least you had a nanny. I think that's a little bit different than like sending them to childcare or something.
oh yeah, no, I was never going to do that. But
Or having an older sibling watch them, because like me, I tried, but it's a different dynamic. It just is, you know. But I don't want to say, maybe some people had great experiences and they loved, but I don't know. It was just always a struggle. And then I would try to get them to do things that I knew my mom said that they needed to do. And it was like this fight. Like, it was making me be like a parent at a very young age. And
yeah,
we were
no,
having like this
that's
conflict.
that's not fair to the older child.
Yeah, but I guess I grew up in a, well, because kids did back in the days, though, they had to do things. I'm sure like all these like helicopter parents would be freaking out, but I'm like, no, like they can't take out every glass in the house and use it. But that used to be like a problem every day. Like, I would come home and there would be 50 cups on the table, and then I'd have to go wash the 50 cups.
Oh my goodness.
It was horrible. Like, I'd come home and because they were on this year-round school track thing. So at Christmas time, they were making hot chocolate and all these different things. And I came home and the whole table was filled with 50 cups. I said, "What are you doing?" They said, "We needed a different cup for every glass." And they were just doing it because they thought it was funny to see me wash the cups, is what I found out later.
Well, Julie, you should not have gone along with that. You should have made them wash it.
Oh, me? Like, see, that's the thing. When I would try to get them to do things, I was 12. They weren't going to listen to me. I'm 12 years old. They were not going to listen to me. Maybe some 12-year-olds, but not me. So I just did it myself.
Yeah, but I think you're following that pattern. I mean, that's kind of.
It probably is, but I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like getting other people to do stuff. I just don't.
Yeah, I understand. Then you don't need to be a supervisor.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't. That's what I'm saying. Having a stay-at-home parent or maybe a nanny is better. These are the reasons. It's not for me.
Yeah. Okay, so this was my attempt at nature.
Oh, it's fun.
Yeah. It's not very serious, but anyway.
It turned out really good. I like it.
Yeah. Well, I had better plans for this painting session. Would you like to show me what you did?
Well, right now I just added the eye and the mouth. I'm just working on the facial features.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that's
very
what I'm doing.
good. It's good.
Yeah, I'm still wanting to change it in a way. Like, I'm not sure yet. Like, I've erased it a few times, but I'm feeling better about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, having fun. That's it.
Yeah. Okay, so I have to attend to Bo now.
Okay.
But it was great painting with you, and I will be on your channel with the quill, with the feather this
Yay.
evening. And maybe if I can get that video rendered.
I would love to share it on your channel if you have it posted to yours, but we could send it and put it in StreamYard, whatever you want to do.
Okay, we can find something that we can do that works.
Okay. Well,
Okay, I'll see you later.
have a good day.
You too.